Oh, hey guys, Ren here over at the Hungry Heart Home, and today we're doing a little life/house update. If that is something that you're interested in hearing a little bit about, just keep watching. Alright guys, so this week things are a little bit quiet in the home decor section of the house. I decorated for Easter last week. Everything is cute and looking pretty and festive and all that jazz. And so I figured I would just kind of fill you guys in on what's going on with me, what we're going to be working on at the house coming up. So yeah. So as far as it is for me, I mean, I made a huge change about just under a month ago, and it's been taking a little bit to adapt to that change. There's so many things that I'm used to doing on a daily basis that have been completely removed from my routine as far as work goes, which has been super nice. I've been sleeping amazing. I do tend to get bouts of insomnia, and I was very stressed out before I made that big change, and so I've been sleeping like a baby, which has been awesome. I will not complain about that. I've been getting into the swing of things of, what my new work life looks like, and filming for you guys is part of it, which is really fun. But also, building relationships with vendors and starting to get things ready to launch an online store and working on websites and branding and all of that kind of stuff. It's just a lot. It feels like a little bit overwhelming, but at the same time, it's really fun. It keeps my brain racing and going with so many ideas and stuff that I'm excited about. So that's been really good. I am really thankful that spring hit early here in the Ottawa area. I'm sure for many of you who live in Ontario, winters can be really long, and spring has hit early. It's actually a high of like 18 degrees today. And I've been walking the dogs every morning and just kind of really getting back into that summer, springtime routine over here, which is so nice. They're tiny little dogs. They do not do well with ice and snow and salt, and so they don't really go on walks in the winter time. And so it's really nice to just have that as part of my morning routine again. I love just that quiet time, no phone, no screen time. Just kind of like alone with my thoughts and the dogs, and enjoying beautiful weather every day has been really good for my mental health. I'm sure for not just me, but everybody this past year has been a doozy on all of us. So just kind of focusing on my own inner mental health so that all of these ebbs and flows in life that we can't control right now are easier to kind of take. I think when your own mental health is struggling, all of those extra hits from the universe seem even harder to handle. And so that's been really important for me, a big focus for me. So yeah, for me, work-wise, life-wise, really just focusing on getting everything ready for the launch of Hungry Heart Home online store, which is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited for it, but it's a lot of work. It's probably a good 6 months down the road. And so, yeah, just really staying consistent with working every day, working towards that long-term goal. For any of you who have never started a business but thought of building one, there is a lot of legwork behind it before it comes to fruition, before you're earning money, before you even have a storefront to sell things. And I just want to encourage you guys to keep going. It's so worth it in the end. I built another business in the past that took a lot of legwork before success was seen. And so I think that is a skill set that lends well to doing this again and building another business. But I think for those of you who maybe have never done it before and are like, how does this happen? How do you wake up every day and put in all this work and have no paycheck, and how do you keep going? It's really just having that end game in sight and knowing what's coming and knowing that it's going to take a long time to get there, but that it's going to be worth it when you do get there. Yeah, just kind of knowing there's a light at the end of the tunnel and keep going, even on the tough days, even on the days when you don't feel like it, show up and put some work towards that long-term goal. So rambling here about that. So when it comes to the house, we've got lots of exciting stuff coming up. I yeah, some of it's like just adult stuff that's not exciting. So we're putting fences in. We moved into a new build in late 2019, for those of you who don't know. And so there's a back fence on our property line, but there is not like side fences or like doors to the back. So you could literally just walk right back there right now. We planned on doing it last year, but COVID, the building supplies, there was such a crazy like rush for them that it was like almost impossible to get wood to do the fences, and so we just decided to wait a year, and all of our neighbors kind of did too, which was nice. We weren't the only people in the neighborhood who didn't do them, so kind of like all of our neighbors are getting our fences done. Rain gutters, really fun. We're getting those done on the house, so that's something we also put off. New build houses actually don't come with them, which is super strange to me. It's something we only found out about like a month before we moved in, and we were moving in late November. So yeah, that didn't happen. And then last year, again, same thing. It was so hard to find contractors to do the work, and we ended up waiting, and we found a really great guy to do it here. So that's fun. But let's talk about the fun stuff coming up. So I am in our master bedroom. I don't film in here a lot because my first year in the house was really getting focused on getting the main floor done. So getting the fireplace built-ins done, doing the backsplash in the kitchen, doing the powder bathroom down there, and just kind of decorating down there. So our bedroom has just kind of been in like limbo. When we first moved in, we actually had just a mattress on the floor. We hated our old bed frame, so we got rid of it when we moved. And then this bed that I'm sitting on, I was in love with, but it was on back order, and it didn't come until this time last year. So we moved in November and slept on a mattress until this time last year. Yes. Ridiculous, I know, but it was the bed I loved. It was what I wanted, and so we just kind of made do for a good 5 months, which was really fun. So we do have a bed frame in here. We have some lights up and, you know, some little decorative mirrors behind the lamps. I don't love the bedside tables in here, and there's a lot of decorative stuff that we want to do, but I just kind of wanted to do this project all at once, and that is coming really soon. So off of our master bedroom is our master bath, and then there's a guest room right beside it. We're gonna bump out a door from our master bathroom into the guest room. We're gonna get rid of the hallway door out there, and we're gonna turn it into a walk-in closet / glam room. I'm so excited. So we're getting started. It's gonna kind of go in phases. So first up, we're gonna get all of the kind of grunt work done of getting the door frames removed, getting a new door put in, taking out the closet that's in there, getting all the right measurements. We're gonna get a PAX wardrobe system from IKEA and have that in there, and then we're gonna have a custom vanity top and then a custom island built from the same guy who did our fireplace downstairs. So that's going to be really exciting. At the same time that we do that, we're going to finish decorating the master. So we don't even have curtains up in here. Yes, they've been living here for over a year without curtains in our master bedroom. We don't necessarily have neighbors who can like see in to the bedroom, but at the same time, we've been very cautious. We hopefully haven't flashed or mooned or anything like that our neighbors in the back, but that's another story. So what I really want to do in here is do a feature wall behind the bed. I'm looking for a wallpaper. I have not committed to anything yet. I'm unsure of what I want to do, but a feature wall, paint out all the walls in here white. The builder color that they painted our house is horrendous. So as we work on projects, we're slowly painting over the house inside. So painting out the whole master suite white, putting curtains, finding bedside tables I actually love, basically kind of pulling this space together. This wall back here is like a big huge empty wall. I have to decide what I'm going to do there. Really do want to wall mount our TV, which is right behind you guys, onto the wall there, and yeah, really just kind of pulling together the master to really feel like an oasis. I spend a lot of time up here. I love to watch TV in bed, and so it's like a comfy, cozy place that I love to come, but I just want it to feel a lot more like a retreat. So really excited to work on this project, and of course I'm going to film it all for you guys. The closet is something I've wanted since the day we moved in, and I could not be more excited to get to work on our walk-in closet. There is so much fun little details and stuff that I'm already picking out for it, and I just cannot wait to get that started. So next up, something else that's super, super exciting. Like, I am personally dying for it. So when we bought this house, it was already framed, bricked, drywalled inside. It had just like plywood floors. So we got to pick all the finishes inside, but we didn't get to pick any of the outside finishes. We didn't get to pick the colors of the doors, the front door, the brick, the exterior, anything like that. And the exterior is really just not us. Like, we don't love it. We have not liked it even since the day we bought it, but we loved the interior of the house. We loved the neighborhood, and we knew that it was a really good investment. Thank God we bought when we did, because the housing market in Ontario is crazy right now. So when we sold our old house in 2019 to move here, the close date was in October. No, the close date was in November when we moved, and we sold our old house in Vanier for $415,000. So for those of you who don't live in Ottawa, Vanier is kind of like a sketchy neighborhood. So to sell a house in that neighborhood for $415,000 at the time was like a high in the neighborhood. Okay, so it was really good for the area. Not even 10 months later, the people who bought our house actually decided to move back east because they had started working from home since the pandemic started, and were told they were going to be able to work from home forever. So they went ahead and sold the house 10 months later, and it sold for $600,000, $200K in 10 months. It is wild. The base model of our home that we live in now is selling for more than what we paid for this house with all of the upgrades we added, and we did a lot of upgrades. The houses in our neighborhood that are comparable and or the same model as ours are selling for like $200,000 plus more than what we bought it for. So we got in at a really good time. We kind of knew the market was starting to go up, and we just kind of jumped on the availability of having a new build house, being able to customize so much inside, but not necessarily loving the outside. And when I saw this transformation, my mind was blown. I kind of thought that we were just kind of stuck with the exterior of this house, and that was fine because this is not our forever home. We do plan on selling probably in the next 5 years and completely building a custom home on an acreage property outside of the city a little bit. So we just thought we would live with it. But once we saw that, we have just been going back to it over and over again. How much we love it, how beautiful it is, what a difference it makes. And so we decided to get the painter who had done their house to come out and give us a quote, and we were like pleasantly surprised with what the difference was. Now, for us, changing out the windows to black frame windows seems silly because these are brand new windows. We bought this house in 2019, but what we are going to do is paint out the trim of the windows outside in black and paint out all the brick in white. We have some little peaks on our house at the top with some siding too. Those are going to be painted out too, and I am so excited for that transformation. I cannot even tell you guys. It was like night and day seeing the transformation when they did it, and we are so excited to do the same with our house. So that is coming soon. We just booked it in because the year is crazy and people want contractors like no one's business. We're booked in for August to get the painting done in the house, on the exterior of the house, but we are so excited about that too. So those are the two kind of major projects coming up, but obviously there's always small stuff going along. I will be filming the whole process of doing the closet and doing the master renovation. I would say refresh, not renovation. It's brand new, but just kind of making it our own and decorating it to make it the master retreat that we've always dreamed of. I'm super excited about that. So that is more in the near future. The exterior of the house is in August, but yeah, lots of fun stuff coming up. I am so excited. We're finally, the main floor is really starting to feel like home and cozier. There's a couple things we want to do down there that we're also going to be working on this year. So painting the entire main floor, because the builder paint that we have in this house is horrendous. So painting that out a nice crisp white, because that is what I love for a wall color. I don't mind an accent wall here or there or wallpaper in rooms, but crisp white paint in a home is just, yeah. That's where I live. That's what makes me happy. That's what I need in our house. We have a big kind of drywalled out kind of box that kind of lands in the middle of our main floor, and that's where our pantry is, and it kind of divides the front part of the house to the back part of the house. We really want to have that done out in brick tiles and then whitewash, just to give more character to the house, because it is a new build house. So I think that's one of the harder things in a new build home, is just to feel lived in and have character and not feel so, I guess, stark is the word I'm going for. And then a couple shiplap walls as well down there is kind of the finishing touches. Now, I have a really hard time committing to hanging big pieces of art and or mirrors on the walls in the house until I've lived with the space for a long time. And so I think I've really found the flow that we like and where we like the furniture down there. And so now it's easier for me to pick out these accent walls and start really, getting big pictures of us blown up to do a framed picture wall and things like that. Knowing where we want to do built-ins in the front room now, which is going to be great long term, but it's not something we're going to do right away. So I know I can put up a big piece of art there. So I always really just like to live in a space until I commit to hanging things and even just purchasing things, right? I really like to take time to sit with what is going to feel right. And so the main floor has only had like literally one thing hung on the wall. I think like the mirror by the front door. That is it since we've moved in, because I just couldn't commit to anything. And now I really know what I'm looking for and what I want down there, which is exciting. So I can really kind of finish off the main floor and be very happy with that. The only thing left down there to do aside from those little things is painting out the railings and sanding the floors and changing the stain color. So when we were picking out finishes for the house, I had initially wanted like a very whitewashed light wood floor that was very kind of traditional and classic. But the railings that I was getting wasn't an upgrade, and it was not going to be possible to stain the railings to match the floors. And so last minute I went with my second choice of floors, which is like a gray wash, quote unquote, floor, so that the banisters could match on the railings. So first up, the flooring looks nothing like the samples that I looked at in the showroom. It comes off very red and warm, and it's just not me. It's not my vibe. It's not my style. And then the banisters and the railings stand out like a sore thumb in my white pastel home. So, the banisters and the railing will likely get painted out probably this year, I would imagine. The floors, sanding them and restaining them is a big undertaking. And that is something that will probably get left to next year. But basically by this summer, our main floor is really going to be what I want it to be aside from the floors, and I'm super excited about that. And so for any of you just moving into homes or recently moved into homes, don't feel pressured to get it all done as soon as you move in. Even someone like me who lives and loves decor, sometimes you really just have to live in a space to figure out what is best suited in that space and what you're going to love and want and need in that space. And so I have no shame in doing that. And then I also really just like to work on one space at a time. So we focused really on the main floor. This year, we're focusing a lot on our master and the exterior of the home. And then next year, we're going to be working on the basement and the guest room and the office upstairs as well. So just take on projects one at a time. Unless you have like an unlimited budget, it's basically impossible to do it all at once. And it's overwhelming. And to be honest, if you do things right as soon as you move in, there's so much time after you live in it that you realize what you would have done differently. And that was something that happened in our old home when we moved in and just started getting to work on stuff. There's so much stuff I would have done differently had we waited and just sat in the space for a while. So that was something I learned. So I'm just rambling at this point, guys, but that is my life and home update for this week. I hope you guys are having an awesome one, and I really hope you guys are enjoying seeing this content. If you have been following along and have not subscribed yet or liked the video, please do that. If you are not following me on Instagram, go give me a follow at The Hungry Heart Home on Instagram. I hope you guys are having an awesome one. I hope you're enjoying the spring weather. If you're somewhere where spring has touched down like it has here in the Ottawa area, we'll chat soon. I'll catch you guys next week.